Welcome back to the 75-gallon mixed reef aquarium, and the lights just came on and I've adjusted all three of the Kessil A360WEs to be daylight. It's been a while since I've adjusted the lights for the video, and it's a good opportunity to see the corals as they're just waking up. You can see some of them are still closed. Starting from left to right, we will just go through. We have the kidney tree, the green fingered leather coral. This is, I believe this is a Pasopora. It's SPS. There's another SPS that has grown a little bit there in the shadows. Some red slime, coralline algae, and green star polyps obviously have kind of gone a little bit on the wild side. I'm going to have to deal with that. Still struggling with the bubble algae. Here we have the yellow tip hammer. This is a Duncan that hasn't quite opened up yet. The Duncan next door is open. There is another Duncan all the way in the back. A green leather coral. Red flower pot. And those zoas are bam bams, and then my orange plating coral has slowly come back. That's an SPS. We have the torch. There's the two green varieties, and a multi-head. I believe this is purple. Not too much growth on them. I believe they are not getting enough flow. Simply because my 6095 on the left hand side is offline. It needs to be cleaned. Let's see, we have the orange plate coral. It's doing well. Then we have some mushrooms, some more zoas. These are green. They're not doing well because what happens is the mushroom coral, this one right there, when it's fully extended and fully open, it shadows out. But what I'm going to end up doing is moving some of the green zoas further up the tank. Let's see, I forgot the name of this one. Probably some type of acan, I think. Either way, the stinger tentacles on this one, you can see it's kind of isolated here on this rock. At nighttime, the stinger tentacles on this little as coral is just as long as the bubble coral, which is crazy, but so it stings the crap out of nearby corals. Unlike the bubble coral, when I think the sting on this acan, it only takes like 1 or 2, whereas the bubble coral takes a little bit longer to kill another coral with its stinger tentacles, whereas this one is more efficient, I guess is the word. We have the frog spawn. This is the grape with a little bit of green coming in. There's the green one, and then there's a yellow one next to it. Both for all three frog spawns. We have the bam bams back behind the green torch. The green coral is starting to grow on that rock, and then also on this rock over here is the green meteor shower. The zoas are loving the light, although I'm not a fan of these yellow-ish, greenish zoas. But they are multiplying really fast, which is nice, but I prefer the orange variation. So we're gonna have to figure that out. And then these are some pallies that hitchhiked on the rock that came with this SPS, which I think is also Passoporra. It's either purple or green. It's doing okay. It's I believe this one is from Live Aquarium. The way I know that is because it arrived on a huge chunk of rock. I believe those are green trumpets next door. They're doing well. They love that space. They're multiplying like crazy. Not doing so well is my non-photosynthetic coral. It's actually dying off a little bit because simply I'm not feeding it directly. So it's probably starving a little bit, and I have to figure that out because feeding this coral is problematic on my water parameters, simply due to the amount of food it needs. There is that Aptasia buried down here that I've been trying to kill since forever. And then we're going into the Recordia Florida. There's a small one there. There's a Duncan on the sand. So we're coming into the Recordia Florida section. We have the green one and then the orange ones. They're doing well. And then we have this leather coral here. All three clownfish are doing well. All three angelfish are doing well. I did have some fish that disappeared or jumped. The 3 cardinal fish, red tail spot cardinal fish. 2 of them originally died in the beginning when they arrived. Like a month or a couple months after they arrived, and then recently the remaining 3 jumped, and the blue-green chromis I think also jumped, or is either in a sump somewhere or in the overflow. Let's see. We have the grape coral. We have the teal trumpet. That's an SPS, but it's not in the center of these bam bams, but it's getting what I think is stung a little bit. So I may have to move it because the orange bam bams are really taking over that area. More Duncans. Green star polyp is slowly opening. That is a purple flower pot. There's an SPS in the back that is getting overrun by bubble algae. So there's a slight battle there that I need to work on. The green bubble coral is doing well. You have the Duncan, the yellow polyps holding their own. They're not really moving. The hammer corals keep them basically on this rock, so they're starting to move a little bit to the left, but we'll see on that. What else? And then we have the purple, green, and purple and green hammer. And there's a total of 4 hammers in the tank. These polyps right here are jasmine polyps, and somehow they ended up here also, so they're doing good. And then of course the pulsing xenia. So that is the overall tank. Dosing wise, equipment wise, everything is doing well. Need to do some spring cleaning, do some cord management, and the dosing system is doing well, no complaints there. And I'll have to work on a video to take a closer look into that area of the tank, which I don't always show because it's more about the display for me. And I think that is it. Let's see if anything else. Water parameters, really haven't been testing as much, which is good. I just kind of keep an eye out on the tank and make sure, if not 100%, a majority of the corals open up. If they don't open up after 2 or 3 days, then I know something's wrong. But the auto top-off system keeps my salinity on point. The dosing system, water changes are every 2 to 3.5 weeks, give or take. I dose Kalkwasser separately on a doser, and then I am dosing 2-part 16 mils every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then about 800 mils of Kalkwasser every day, including the weekends. So hopefully you're enjoying the quick update. Any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below and I'll be sure to reply to them. And yeah, thanks for watching. Welcome new subscribers. I recently crossed, I think, 330 on that. And then the last thing I wanted to mention, although saltwater and freshwater tank, I'm using certain products. The tank is deep blue on the saltwater, it's Aqueon on the freshwater, Kessil lights, pretty much all my equipment is Tunzi brand. The Sump is a trigger 36-inch by, I think it's 14-inch. My auto top-off container is a 10-gallon Aqueon. I use Whisper air pumps. Let's see what else. For dosing, I'm using 3 of the BRS 1.1 mil dosers. I did buy a Zeovit reactor, which is kind of an off-brand type reactor. I think that covers everything. But the biggest thing is any other products that you see that I use in my heaters are all Fluval heaters. Single piece of equipment is equipment that I have purchased myself. It wasn't donated or mailed to me to test or demo or do a review on it. If you notice, I really don't do a lot of reviews on my channel, and that's just my personal choice and how I want to run and present this channel. Even my, I think, scraper is a Tunzi scraper. Look at that bubble algae, it's crazy. I need to work on that and clean my pumps. But basically, I mean, I'm not saying the equipment that I've decided to go with is the absolute best. It's definitely not the most expensive. It's just what I ended up deciding to go with for this tank after doing, research. And by research, I mean just Googling YouTube channels and doing searches on Google and reviews and some of the forums and things like that. It's just, this is the equipment that I decided to go with. And if I have any thoughts or opinions about the equipment, it should come across in the videos and just the I guess the length of me actually using the equipment. So yeah, that's all I want to say on that. And I think that is pretty much it. I am due a video on a sump cleaning, so that should be upcoming. And then because I lost some fish, it makes room in the tank for at least one more angel, so it frees up at least 3, 4, maybe 3 to 5 spots for more fish in the tank. So and then as far as corals, I'm pretty much tapped out for space with the corals, so probably won't be doing too many new shipments of corals until I look into getting a larger tank. Very good. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates.